Welcome to the Twitch dating game. In a time where many of us are isolated inside or social distancing, love is still possible. Join us as we embrace our love for Twitch and try to connect people from all over the world. Perhaps your next match is behind the virtual curtain. Thanks for tuning in.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of the Twitch dating game. Come on in, have a seat. I see some people already here. Keith Breezy, what's up? What's up, Holly, Songbird, Nerd Chris, Laney? Thank you for hosting DJ Pre. Yes, GG. Welcome, GG. Thank you for the follow, by the way, GG. London Michelle's here. Lisa the X is here. Come on in, everyone. I'm going to introduce our co-host in 1 minute. CT Essence, hello. Lee Love, what's up? How are we doing? So we're going to say hello a few people here. Come on in, grab your seat. Laney's got the popcorn ready. Let's see here. CT Essence, come on in. Thank you for hosting. Please host if you can. Share with a friend. All right, we're excited for our next show. You got the popcorn emotes. You'll notice we have some new emotes today. We have 1, 2, and 3, so you can put those emotes up in favor of which candidate you like the most, or you think Flossie, our guest bachelorette, should pick. So that's good. So just come on in and get settled. Okay, good. Peach Wellington. And you'll see in the chat, we have Peach Wellington. She's going to return with William Lifestyle to give a recap of their date. So excited to hear from them about that. Super exciting. Super exciting. Jessica G, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for hosting Soup. Come on in, everyone. It's like, we're all coming to the party. There we go. What's good? It's cousin Christopher. Good to see you. Lisa X, thank you for the host. Oh, that's a cool emote there. GG Cam, whose emote is that? That's a good one there. I love that emote there. Lisa X, thank you for hosting. We're good. Miss Reds, hello. Good to see you here. So a couple things we're going to do here. I'm going to start this little banner. Thank you for the host, Jessica G. Let's get the banner going here. Put that there. All right. Activate that. Come on in, everyone. Thank you, Rye. Appreciate that. Try to work out a little bit of cleanliness, kind of get clean since we're always in sweatpants for the most part. I don't know what Laney is about, but whatever. All right. Let's see here. We'll put that there. Okay. So right now we're going to let people come in. Thank you, Claudia. I'm trying. Good. Yes, Tanya, California. Welcome. I'm going to talk about Tanya, California a little bit later because we're going to do a little partnership with our shows here. So yes. All right, we're here. Wait, just want all y'all to get in so you don't miss anything. The Real Helicat, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Amaniacs. That's right. Come on in. Okay. All right. Flossie DJ, there she is. That's our bachelorette. Are you texting and driving there, Flossie? Let us know. No texting and driving and twitching and driving. So that's good. We got a packed agenda. All right, so let me bring our co-host. You saw her on Monday on Twitch University. She's coming back for a double play this week. I am DJ Pre. So I'm going to welcome DJ Pre to the stream. Hello there.
Hello. You do look dapper in your tux.
I try. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome to the Twitch dating game. How are we doing today?
So good. I'm excited. I was just rewatching your last dating game. I'm a huge fan of Damona. I thought that she had so much to say and so good, lots of insight. But I do want to ask you.
Yes.
You did mention that you got almost catfished once. What was that story?
Well, okay, since we're asking that, there was a time when maybe a couple years ago, you meet someone on these apps. I think this app was like Hinge, and they have the picture there, and then you kind of talk to them on the app, and then you transfer over to like phone conversation. So you're like, okay, phone. Couldn't get video. She's like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm doing this. I was like, this is interesting. So I said, let's meet up. Finally, we arranged for like a date to meet up. And I think, so where were we? I was teaching. I was down in Fullerton. So I said, okay, we can meet up in like Long Beach. So we picked a place in Long Beach, which if you know like LA, you go like Orange County, which is like where I was teaching Fullerton. Then you pass through Long Beach on the way back to kind of getting closer to LAX, which is where I live around LAX. Then you go north, which is get you like Beverly Hills, that area. So we picked Long Beach as like a nice central location. So, okay, after I teach class, I get done teaching like 6:30 p.m. We said, give me an hour. So I go 7:30. I get there at 7:20. The restaurant, looking around, no one's there. Keep looking around and like texting, no answer, nothing. So I'm there 7:30. I keep waiting until like, and DJ Keith Breezy, thank you for that sub. Happy 6 months. I appreciate you. No one ever shows up. I text from the time we set the date till the time I showed up. There was no conversations, nothing, completely disappeared. That's my story.
That's it. Nothing.
Nothing.
You never heard back.
Never heard back. That counts as a catfish, right?
That's so strange. And you called and went to a voicemail?
Yeah. Called, went to voicemail. Sometimes it would ring. Sometimes it would go right away.
That's so strange.
That's my story. Sticking to it.
I'm sorry that happened to you. That's not cool, man. Not cool.
Okay. So Tanya says that's not exactly catfish. That's as close as I got, but that's suspect. So that's what I'm going to say about that. So DJ Pre, you watched the whole first episode. What were your thoughts or comments? Maybe give us like your top 2 or 3 highlights from episode 1.
Oh, wow. I just thought, well, everybody put a 1 in the chat for Amani putting this Twitch dating game show on. I think that for the first time rolling it out, it was done pretty good. It was done pretty, it was awesome. And you had Damona come on. And of course, there's a ton of us that are big fans of her. And I just learned about her then through you. But I mean, like, wow, incredible. I wish I knew her beforehand. But there were some points that she touched that I really agree with her. I mean, things like, you got to know what your own triggers are before you go off into a date and try to get to know people, because that's huge. Another thing is, maybe you are poly or pansexual. That is also something that you need to discuss, because I think that a lot of people assume that you are just straight, or you're whatever, but you need to have this conversation. And it's not necessarily and people assume that maybe when you're dating that it's just got to be just like one-on-one monogamous, but then maybe one person's like, no, this is just gotta be fun for me, and this person's like, I want to marry in like 4 months. So you really need to have that discussion. And I don't know, I thought it was really great. What did you guys think in the chat? What was your favorite part?
People enjoyed it. We'll see what they say in the chat. They liked everything, including like the clips we had. The reveal was quite dramatic. There was a little bit of controversy, which we'll cover a little later. So yeah, that's what people thought initially. It was quite interesting. Say, for example, if you put yourself in Flossie's shoes, she's coming to the stage shortly. She's on her way home. What would be like 1 or 2 questions that you'd want to ask a potential bachelor if you were on the show?
If I were on the show, I would ask them, hey, so what do you have going on? Like, what's, what are you working on right now? What things, what are you passionate about? What really gets you excited, and what do you like to do often? And, do you go into that a lot, or is it just stuff that you're just saying? You know what I mean? Like, some people say, I really love to snowboard. Well, I hope you actually really do snowboard.
Right. Kid Cut Up, thank you for the follow. It's funny, you follow me on the day we have our dating show and not a DJ show, but I love you nonetheless. So, great to have you here, Kid Cut Up. If you're looking to be a candidate, my man, hit me up. We can hook you up. Make sure you follow Kid Cut Up, amazing DJ. Went on tour with Pink across the world. So you definitely got to make sure you follow Kid Cut Up. What's another question? Like, one of my favorite questions that William asked was, if you were going to teach a master class, what would the subject be? How would you answer that question?
For myself,
Yeah.
if I were to teach a master class, I would teach a master class on vulnerability. And how would that go? Well, it'll go deep. I'll probably make you cry, and not because I want to, put you in that state where, you want to kill yourself or anything like that. It's because I think that is very important that you show some emotion. When you hold a lot of things in, I don't want to be, here's the thing. People are complicated, all of us. And it takes a while to get to know somebody. And even when you're in a friendship, even for 10 years, people are consistently always evolving and they're changing. And so you can't always expect that people always be the same the first day that you met them. They're always evolving. And so there's a lot of peels and layers that you got to like undo. But the more that, if you want to, there's only so much time, right? So if you want to shorten that amount of time, just be real, and you guys just say what it is from your heart. If you keep making people kind of guess what it is that you're feeling, like I don't have time to deal with that shit. I really don't. That's me personally. But so I'd throw a math class on vulnerability and how to do it so that you can communicate better, so that you don't have one person guessing what the other person is trying to say, and then vice versa. It just doesn't work.
Okay. And just so we understand, what's your definition of vulnerability?
Being not ashamed of, the mistakes that you've done. Being able to just say that, I'm actually not doing super well. These are the areas that I'm struggling with. You are coming to me at a time where I just don't have, I don't know if I have the capacity or, to be able to give you what I can, because this is the stage I'm at. I do like you, or I love you, or whatever it is, to be able to talk like that and be real, so that the other person can assess like, okay, all right, I've wanted more, I expect more. So maybe, we can just stay friends. And you also have to be being vulnerable. When you open up like that, the fear would be, oh, well, they don't want to talk to me anymore. They don't want to be into me anymore. Well, that's where you got to work on being okay with their decision. There are so many people out there, guys. And, when things don't work out, that's okay. Don't wish harm on them. Just be like, awesome. Okay, we'll just be acquaintances or friends, and then just move on. There's a lot of people to choose from. You got to work on yourself first before you start seeing other people.
This is true. So everyone knows, I'm going to give a few shout outs here. We see some people in the audience. So what's up, Eve? How are we doing? Studio Chatter. I know DJ LV. We're going to put a pause after DJ Pre said go deep. She meant pause after that. So we're going to say that. Raider Jeff, hello. DJ Elise Nikki, good to see you. How are you? So yeah, come on in, people. Just come on in.
My sis, Elise Nikki.
Yes, Spinurita, what's up? Good luck today, Spinurita, on your show. I know you're having a show today, so good luck. You're going to do a panel discussion, I believe. Dame Karen. So Dame Karen is tuning in from Australia, where it is, I want to say it's Thursday there right now. So yeah, awesome. Good. Now, Pre, as we are in this virtual environment, much of the world is still shut down. What tips do you have for people who are trying to date virtually, and how to still create and develop meaningful relationships?
Again, conversation. I know that Damona had said, play games with each other, do stuff that's fun. I just kind of, myself personally, like to just quit all that and just get straight to the meat and bones. Hey, yeah, it's straight for it.
Okay, but we need conversation first. Got to get a little bit of, foreplay, or through the phone, or just getting to know each other. Correct?
I would say, the foreplay, and no, that's not for, not a first meeting. I guess I'm not really responsive when I get kind of passes like that. It takes a long time for me to even actually get into you, because I'm more connected, like cerebral, I mean, there's a lot of like hot guys out there for sure. And, but that doesn't really spark me. I need to delve into you by just conversation. And if it's a lot of like me talking and you're not talking, like that's not like a no-go for me too. I mean, we got to have like a lot that's like deep. Yeah, with virtual, I mean, I guess you could be playing games and stuff, but it's different for everybody. So I can't say like what's right and what's wrong. It's really up to you what you kind of like.
Okay. All right. And like, I know you're in a relationship now, but in the past, have you used any of the dating apps? What's your opinion or position on dating apps?
No, I've never actually used apps, actually. Funny story, though. A couple of my friends did when a long time ago made a profile for me because they thought I should be out there meeting people. But being a DJ, I meet people a ton. And even during COVID here, I'm meeting people even triple multiply that. So it's never been hard for me to meet people. And also, I just do a lot of things on my own. So I will meet people at the bar if I'm sitting there. You know, typically that's where I would be. Or I've met people going on a hike. He's been a good friend for 4 or 5 years. And nobody has my schedule, so I want to go for a hike. I rode my motorcycle over to this place called Grouse Mountain, where we are. And I, was parking my motorcycle. He had a motorbike too. And we were just kind of looking at each other's bikes. And then I just said, "Are you going hiking?" And he said, "Yeah, I am." And I said, "Are you here to meet anybody? Are you alone?" And he said, "It's just myself." And I just said, "Hey, do you want to hike with me?"
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we've been friends ever since.
Okay. And so before I ask you the next question, Quasi Mandisco, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Raiders, come on. Welcome to the Twitch Dating Game, episode 2. Also, thank you for that 4-month subscription, Quasi. I appreciate you. If you heard the opening credits and if you listened to the ending credits, that's Quasi's voice. So if you ever need someone to do some great voiceover work, hit him up because he can hook you up. So welcome, everyone. Refresh that link. Come on in. We're getting to our bachelorette once she arrives home from work and gets situated. So you mentioned motorcycle. How has you driving a motorcycle helped you meet potential mates?
Oh, guys love girls on bikes. So that's not a problem either. Pull up anywhere, they're like, ooh, ah. And also when you're riding a motorbike, whether you're a guy or a girl, your butt, man, it's just kind of like, especially if you're in a suit or whatever, it's super tight. And you're looking at someone's body, especially if you have a sport bike, you can see like the arch in their body. Everything's sexy about it.
All right. I mean, that could be an aphrodisiac in itself, for real.
Yeah.
I asked Damona, I'll ask you again, any books that you really love that speak about like relationships and getting to know people better?
Yes, she mentioned Brené Brown. That is also, and she's an amazing author, and she talks about shame as well. I think that, I mean, it's right there. She's a really good author to be reading. But also, I think it's very helpful. I was just going to say as well. Well, 2 things actually. You should be reading books on how to kind of master yourself too. Not just reading books on how to get girls or whatever. Like I read that book, The Game, from Neil Strauss.
Great book.
Did you read that?
I did read that, yes.
What did you think about it?
The one thing I took away from it is how he uses peacocking, which means you're dressing in like bright colors so that when you enter a room, you really attract people's attention right away. I thought that was a really interesting concept. That's the one main takeaway I had.
Guys, you should read The Game from Neil Strauss if you want to see it from a different point of view.
That's great. Now, as we get closer to this episode, what advice would you give to Flossie as she begins to be very courageous, because she's putting herself out there for real and start to meet these potential bachelors?
What I would say to Flossie is that take your time. Have fun for sure. Absolutely. When you get on this virtual date, I know that the first thing that you want to do is when you kind of like somebody, you want to consume a lot of time with each other. but you don't know exactly where they're at. And especially, you don't know how vulnerable they are, or like how open that they are, or how real or honest they are. So take it slow, and don't, jump into it too hard. And also, it's just kind of, you don't want to, well, I don't really care about this stuff anyways, but I mean, I'm just don't appear needy, and just vice versa. If the guy is always onto you and asking you, consuming all your time, you got to just be aware of all these like small little signals, and don't forget, because, you get those butterflies and happiness right at the very beginning, but they do fizzle out big time. And then you got to also know that, once you get even later into the relationship, I mean, there's going to be other things that you're going to probably find that might be annoying, right? Or not annoying. So just be aware of those little things.
Okay. Any advice for the contestants in terms of when they answer the questions and how they present themselves to Flossie?
Let's see. Jokes are always awesome. Jokes are always great. Just be yourself and have fun. That's why you're on the Twitch dating game. And Flossie's really cool. So I really hope that you guys will. One of you will win.
Yes, one of them will win.
We'll date with her.
Yes, the winner will get, the winner and Flossie will get a $40 gift card to Grubhub. So they both can do like a virtual date together, and then they'll return to an episode that is in the future. And that's what the winner gets. So now I think we have our guest here. There you are, Flossie. Okay, so we're going to bring Flossie in. We're going to talk to her really quickly. We're going to get to the questions. In the middle, when Flossie is taking a break and deciding who she wants to pick, we're going to have a recap from our first episode. We have William and Peach joining us for a recap of that, which will be very interesting. Looking forward to that. And here we go. So we're going to bring Flossie to the stage here. You probably have to mute your... You don't hear me twice.
Okay.
Let's put this to do that.
Oh. I was trying to figure out my mic situation. Can you hear it? It's just from my laptop.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
But I can hear me like double for me.
Oh.
So fix that. So while you're doing that... Oh, wait.
I don't know how to fix it. Can you still hear you double?
Check. So maybe go to your settings
Mm-hmm.
and then look for like echo cancellation, maybe.
Oh, okay.
You got it? There we go. We're learning. Perfect. Well done. Okay, so we're gonna so Morsha999, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Twitch dating game. So I'm gonna make a couple switches here. We're gonna do this. So Flossie, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd here? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Flossie, aka Jessica. I am a dentist in Los Angeles and also a Twitch streamer and DJ.
Yes, so dentist, DJ, multifaceted. Talk about what happened this past, I believe it was this past Monday. What did you do this past Monday?
So yesterday was my birthday. We're in lockdown. Typically I do something major for my birthday, like go to Vegas or have a party, but that wasn't really an option right now, that especially in LA, that we're pretty restricted on activities. So I couldn't think of anything better to do except stream for 24 hours straight. So that was my party. I streamed from midnight, turning from Sunday into Monday, until the following midnight when it was my birthday, turning Monday into Tuesday. So we toasted at midnight. I got more support and love and just anything that I expected. So it actually turned out to be a really great birthday. So I am single, obviously. I think I had friends reaching out, people checking in on me, making sure they maybe made an assumption that I had kind of like a lonely birthday because, again, we're in lockdown and all that. But I don't feel that way at all. I feel like I had a great birthday. Just a lot of a lot of love coming in. So it turned out well. It took a toll on my mind and body, but I slept a little. I'm good.
Congrats on 24 hours. That is a very difficult feat. So well done by you.
That is a very difficult feat. So
Sorry.
You're fixing the client. So all right. So we're gonna bring the contestants on, and we're gonna let you start to ask them questions. Once we get through the questions, audience, just so you're aware, if you have a question that you want to ask on behalf of Flossie for the contestants, put it in the chat as we're going along. My mods will monitor it. We'll pick 1 or 2 audience questions to also add to the list of questions that Flossie makes. So do that. Make sure you keep the questions PG-13, don't get too spicy in here. And then as we're going along, if you like a candidate or their answer, put their number in the chat with the emotes. And we're going to get started. Hold on for a minute here. So we're going to do that. And all right, here we go. So I'm going to first, let's see here. We're going to do this here. There. Okay. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the contestants to the screen. We have contestant 1. I'm going to make sure you mute your microphones until I ask you. So I'm going to mute some of your microphones. So we're going to do here, 2, 3, a little backwards there. So you have contestant 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to start with contestant 1. And so contestant 1, you can take your, there you go, off mute. Flossie, you can ask your first question. And go ahead, Flossie.
Okay, so I literally Googled and took questions of like good first date questions because
all right, cool.
Dating in a while. So anyway, what is a good softball question for you guys? I think I took that one off of there. I wanted to know something that really brightens up your day. For example, when I see a pet, like a dog and its owner, and they look alike, that is like my favorite thing whatsoever. So it's just something fun and cool that brightens up your day.
So contestant number 1, go ahead and answer.
Yeah, I love that answer because I love dogs. Just being out in the sunshine, like being isolated for this past year, like just getting out, being in the sunshine, that just obviously brightens up my day.
Cool. All right. Contestant number 2, how would you answer that question? 1, I'll put you back on mute there.
Yeah, so basically love that answer too. Just the simple things, like I think just being able to go out into nature for like after a rain or something happens like that. Not that typical in LA, but I think there's some things that like just literally playing a guitar, just sitting down, improvising. Love that.
So contestant number 2, are you saying that you do know how to play the guitar? We need to get that straight. Is that a fact?
Yes, I love playing guitar. Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks for sharing. Contestant number 3, you can come off mute and answer the question.
So something that brightens my day would probably be random interactions with friends, especially, we talk about being isolated in 2020 and, it doesn't happen every day, but if I ever get just like a text from a friend just out of the blue, just kind of checking in, maybe then sometimes I'll send them. So just having those tiny little conversations, they don't have to last all day. They don't have to be intense, but just, checking in with somebody, seeing how someone's day is.
Okay. All right. So we're going to stay here with contestant 3, and Flossie, you can ask your next question.
Okay, so obviously I'm into music. I DJ and all that, make music. I want to know, what music artist do you never get tired of?
Good.
That's a great question. So the artist that I never get tired of is a band out of Australia called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Which they are a psychedelic rock group, and every album they've made has always been a different genre. And so I never get tired because they never make the same thing twice.
Good answer. Thank you. We'll put you on mute. Contestant number 2, back to you.
Yeah, I love the idea that with music that you could have an album be a bunch of different songs at once and not be a homogenized, all together the same sound. So I really love the Beatles will never get old. Anything that has a timeless quality to it that has an international appeal like that is timeless. It's timeless. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Put you back on mute, and then contestant number 1.
All right. My favorite artist is always Fatboy Slim. So I never get tired of hearing his music because it's just a mashup of rock, hip hop, everything. And that's just my musical taste is everything.
Okay. All right. Would like so the bonus answer. If anyone had said Justin Bieber, you would have gotten like especially 10 or 20 points. But that's cool. That's cool. Pri, any thoughts? Any thoughts so far, Pri, on our guest answers and our contestants?
So far, I'm liking contestant 3.
Okay.
I just like to see, how much he's explored each question, and answered it. But contestant 1 and 2, I'm not dogging you. I'm just.
So, Pri, you keep thinking of a question too. We're going to let you ask one also. Back to you, Flossie. We're going to stay with contestant number 1. And what's your next question, Flossie?
Are you a morning person or a night person?
Oh, I'm a night owl.
And tell us why, contestant 1. You have to tell us why. Tell us why.
Definitely night owl. I go out all the time. Go out to the clubs, the bars. So. It's hurting right now not being able to go out, but I'm still a night person.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Contestant number 2.
I have tried so hard to be a morning person. I've tried both. I've tried both basically, and it always comes back to the night. And really just depends on what time I'm getting my most productive creative hours in. And really, like that's the gist of it. How well does my brain function at those hours? That's what it comes down to for me.
All right. Appreciate the answer. And contestant number 3.
To jump on the night train, I definitely am also a night person. I just always find that the morning is always a little slow moving for me, but then by the time night rolls around, the world kind of calms down. It's a little easier to focus on stuff. And I kind of agreeing with contestant 2. It's also when I usually find my most creative energy.
Okay. Stay with us real quick, contestant 3. Flossie, what's your next question?
What's the best thing that happened to you this month?
Ooh, another good question. Go ahead.
Fantastic question.
Yes.
Oh no. I'd say the best thing that's happened this month probably be just reconnecting with my community over the last few months of 2020. I kind of was in a bit of a different spot, but then by the end of the year, I recommitted myself to making things and putting stuff out there and interacting with the people who engage with the things I make. And there's been just a really strong resurgence. It's been a really positive, environment because of it. And so I honestly think just kind of reconnecting with what I make and the people who enjoy it has been probably the best part of this month so far.
Okay, good question. I do want to stop to say, Don Lehonu, thank you for the host. Okay, contestant number 2, how would you answer that question?
Yes, I helped one of my best friends move into LA. He went through a really bad breakup, and I helped him move in to Sherman Oaks here. And basically, it just starts to feel like when you have your friends move nearby, it just feels really close to home. And he's hilarious, and we have the best moments of laughter together. And honestly, if you can be around people and help people that you highly value, it makes me feel really good, especially if there's been a lapse in the friendship based on a relationship. It's just great to reconnect with people that every step of the way. You just know them very well. So, yeah.
Okay. Good answer. DJ Hendricks 1, thank you for the host. And Lawanda Baskerville, thank you for the host. Contestant number 1, what's your answer? And Jay Trey, I see your funny comments as well. The chat is funny. So contestant number 1, keep going.
All right. So it's pretty easy for me because I had my birthday earlier this month. So my birthday was probably the best thing that happened this month. I'm also a Capricorn. I got to see some of my friends virtually because we can't get together, but it was still fun to have some drinks over Zoom. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good answer. I hear you, Dame Karen. So we're going to start this next question. I'm going to ask Pri, what question do you have for all of the contestants? And we'll start with contestant number 2 in the middle.
All right. Also have to address the chat. You guys are funny. Like, do you have a job?
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man, guys. All right. So if you do happen to win a virtual date with Flossie, what do you have planned?
So contestant 2, you can come off mute and answer that first. What's your plan for the virtual date with Flossie? Go ahead.
Well, I come from the wine country originally, so maybe order a little bottle of Chardonnay, maybe some rosé, maybe something. Send it your way. That was not supposed to rhyme. So basically, yeah. So basically, like, could be something fun. I really love to have a sense of play, and anything that's just like playful, fun, have some food, talk and kind of dig deeper, get to know you.
Very good. We'll go to contestant number 1 to answer this question, and then we'll follow up with contestant 3.
All right, it's kind of hard when it's virtual, but I think watching a movie while we eat, have something to drink, we could talk about what's funny happening in the movie. But it's kind of hard doing virtually. We could even do some trivia, just kind of see how the night goes.
All right. And contestant number 3.
Well, I think especially, a challenge being a virtual date means that, you're kind of limited in your options. But I would think an exchange of music would be really nice. Probably, giving each other our favorite album, and maybe even whether we listen to it beforehand or we get to listen to it together, and just kind of talking about it, swapping our favorite songs, maybe stories about different experiences that we've had. Very, just kind of centering it around music, probably.
So then a follow would be, well, if you were going to send her one album that you wanted her to listen to, what album would you send her?
I would probably send you Mind Over Matter and I cannot believe I've forgotten the Giant. For a moment, I forgot the name of one of my favorite artists. I'd probably recommend you that album, even though you most likely have listened to it.
That's good. Okay. Flossie, back to you for your next question. Then I'll ask one after you, and we'll keep going.
I want to know, would you like to be famous? If so, what for? If not, why not?
Contestant number 3, we'll start with you.
So yes, with a question mark at the end of it, because the negative aspects of fame where you lose your private life are not appealing to me. But I do hope to become famous one day so that I can have a platform that reaches a large number of people, because I believe that if you have a platform that can reach people, you can brighten their lives. And so I hope to one day have something that enables me to bring, happiness and joy to the largest number of people I can.
All right. Contestant number 1, what's your answer? Make sure you take us off mute too, contestant 1. There you go.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't expecting you to jump to one.
That's okay.
I'd like to be famous for, so I used to work on video games. I'd love to be famous for bringing diversity to video games, which is severely lacking right now. So I'd love to be able to bring some more diversity to video game developers. Be famous for that.
Okay. And then I think we have left would be contestant. Who has an answer? Contestant number 2, correct?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. No, so basically, I would love. The best way I could describe this is that, people talk about like what they do if they're famous. I honestly want, if anything, fame to be a side effect of the hard work that I put in. So if anything was to happen, it wouldn't be based on the expectation of fame, but it would be based on all the work and time I put into my craft. It starts with the magic. It starts with the person. It starts with being who you are.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go to our first audience question this time. And DJ Hendrix 1, thank you for submitting this question. We're going to start with contestant number 2. The question from DJ Hendrix, thank you for submitting this, was if you could go to any concert for a first date, who would you see and why?
Wow, that is a great question. I think wow. Yeah, that's a challenging one too, because like some of the other contestants, I have a very wildly wide taste in music, like all across the board. I think as far as a date is concerned, there's a lot of no's that would not be the concert you want to bring someone to. But I think there's something to be said about something more or less not a stadium concert. I think if it was a stadium, it'd be maybe something like a Tame Impala or some sort of psychedelic rock kind of show or something where it's very good energy and good vibes. On the other end of it, I would think maybe just something in a club, like if Tom Waits was ever to come out and play, or if Randy Newman just some sort of classic old guy at a piano. Like I think that would also be a on the other end of that kind of date.
Okay. Contestant number 3, what's your answer?
So I guess to give options, if we were going to stay with the old man on a piano, I'd go Billy Joel, just because he has a huge variety in his music and his energy is awesome. But I think a more intimate first date I would rather see would be Phoebe Bridgers, because I don't think she would be much of a concert show, but I do think that just it's much more personal, much more emotional music, and I feel like that would lead to a better connection.
Very good, very good. Contestant number 1.
All right, I think something soulful, like maybe some Soul Cat or a Thundercat for like a first date. Thundercat, some Anderson .Paak. I think that'd be cool for like first date, kind of something chill, but also really good music.
Okay, all right. So we'll stay with you, contestant number 1, and we'll ask one of my questions, and then we'll go back to a couple more from Flossie. My question would be, if you could teach a class, a master class on any subject in the world, what master class would you teach? I'm borrowing this from William Lifestyle.
All right. I teach a master class on shooting 3-pointers. I'm pretty good 3-point basketball player, so pretty good from the arc. So
okay, better than Steph Curry?
No, obviously not. Otherwise, I'd be on a pro team.
Okay. Respect. Okay, good. Contestant number 2, what would you say?
I would teach a class in how to chaotically be yourself. I think that people that generally go through the world do exist in kind of a bubble, and it's easy to not let your true self out. It's easy to be squashed by the pressure of the world and have everything everyone says weigh down on you heavily. So I think that's one option there.
Okay, contestant number 3.
Because I'd have to be experienced in order to give a master class, I'd probably say theater tech stage management, because I feel like I've worked with a handful of people who have done it beautifully, and I've worked with people who have done it poorly, and I would love to bring my years of insight and try and see what that is, because I'm very passionate about it, and I feel like if I had to choose something that I knew enough about to actually speak with confidence on, that would be it.
Okay, very good, very good. Flossie, next question, and then we have a couple follow-ups from the audience. Keep going.
Okay. What wrong assumptions do people make about you?
And we will start with contestant number 3 with that one.
I guess an incorrect assumption people have about me is that I am staunchly happy. I guess you could say I bring a lot of positivity out. I always put out, a very happy face, and I think it leads a lot of people to assume that I'm always 100%. And I think a lot of people don't realize that isn't the case. It's something that every once in a while you're going to have downtime. You're going to be a little low. And I think a lot of people sometimes forget that.
All right. Contestant number 2.
Wow, first of all, for everyone in the chat, the first assumption is that I don't have a job. That's wrong.
We're going to address that momentarily, but go on, keep going.
I run my own media company. I have a whole video production company. But no, that's anyway. But no, first and foremost, that there is kind of a the assumption that I am. That's such. Oh my God. Yeah, there's an assumption that I'm kind of not taking people into consideration sometimes when I'm just being a little too absurd for the room. And I think that can kind of weigh down on certain people. It's like not being able to read a room right away. So yeah, that's one assumption.
Okay. Yeah. I have to remind our chat, we're having fun here. Please be respectful of our candidates and our contestants. We don't want to offend anyone. So I know you want to have fun and make jokes, but we must still be considerate and respectful and not rude. So be nice. Contestant number 1, what is your answer?
All right. I guess people assume that I have a lot of one-night stands, like that I'm a player, but I'm not. So.
All right. Okay. And so we can understand, explain to everyone, because we heard from contestant, I believe 2, but contestants 3 and 1, explain what your kind of day-to-day job is. I forget who explained who, but go ahead. So contestant 1, you start and tell us what your kind of 9 to 5 is, so to speak. And you're on mute still, so come off mute, contestant 1.
Oh, sorry. What was the question again?
what's like people are curious in the chat about your 9 to 5, your job. So we want to let them know that you're working. What kind of work do you do for a living?
All right. Right now, during the pandemic, I am a Lyft driver. It's nothing glamorous, but that's what I do for work right now. So
then no judgment. Cool. Contestant 3.
I am a freelancer in the LA film industry. I primarily work as a PA, truck PA, driver, and all because I freelance work anywhere between 2 to 5 days a week. So my schedule's a little fluid. And then I also am a digital content creator, which brings in supplemental income.
Very good. And we know contestant number 2 has his own media company. So we know that. Pri, any thoughts or questions as we get ready for Flossie's final question?
I really liked Tanya California's question here. What's something that makes you emotionally connect with a partner?
And we will say contestant number 1, you can answer that one first.
All right. Emotionally connect. Emotionally connect. Usually I'm a very like touchy-feely person. I'm usually I like to be in the same room as somebody, physical touch. Like that's usually what gets me more emotional, more than just talking and yeah.
Okay. All right, good. And then we'll go to contestant number 3.
I enjoy it when someone talks about themselves. I think people really enjoy, describing their day or just talking about small little interactions that they experienced that they, might even think were inconsequential, but, it impacted them. And I love listening to those little moments.
All right. Well done. And I believe contestant number 2, you're up to answer next.
I really love it when I see someone's eyes light up about something they're really passionate about. Like if something just really excites someone all of a sudden, it just really like there's a level of joy in a person like at a heightened level where it makes someone so like perfect and easy to be around if that kind of comes up and so sharing a passion and or seeing someone break through with their passion is like one of the top 3 of those.
Okay, good. So Flossie, this is your final question. Then we're going to go back to the green room to make a decision. What's your final question?
This question is silly. What cheesy song do you love? I love all of them.
Go ahead. And well, do you want to share yours first? What cheesy song do you love?
I mean, all of them, but then ones that popped into my mind were Mbop and Call Me Maybe.
Okay. All right. Okay. Contestant number 3, what's your answer?
Well, first off, Call Me Maybe is a throwback that I almost can't think of anything else now that my brain's only playing that song in my head. I guess Honestly, to tread back to Billy Joel, The Entertainer is a song I can listen to over and over again.
Okay. All right. Contestant number 1.
I got to go with the Macarena because it's just like ridiculous dance. It's not a good song to like really just sit down and listen to, but it gets everybody going, gets the party started.
All right. All right. And contestant 2.
I mean, come on, no one's gonna talk about Rick Astley. I mean, the ultimate cheese ball. No, I think more in a more like less like take it back a notch. It would probably be Hall & Oates tune. I think that there's a little bit of like I love Hall & Oates, and there's a lot of bit of there's basically something where you can have an entirely cheesy song, but it works so well within the context of that artist's music. So that's what I'd say.
Awesome. All right, so contestants, we're going to put you backstage, and Flossie as well. I think for my mods, put up the poll right now to see who our audience would choose. Flossie, we can give you some time to think about it. We'll get you back here soon. So thank you. I'm going to take you all off here really quickly. So go ahead and enjoy that. All right, so what did we think, Pri? What do we think? As we wait for William Lifestyle, I see you here, William. Just come off your mute there, and we'll bring you on. Actually, let's bring William on right now. So hold on for a minute. Now we're going to get to the recap of the first winner. So we're going to welcome William Lifestyle to the virtual stage, and I believe Peaches will be right after him. So hold on. So, William.
Yes, can you see me?
Yes, we can see you as you're walking along the beach during the sunset. I just knew that would be you. So,
how y'all doing?
We're doing well. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you're quite busy now.
No, of course.
The first date. Tell us about the first date. What was your experience?
Well, first off, just want to start by saying thank you for the Imani experience. It was incredible experience. This is a great social experiment for those that are interested in potentially participating in it. I definitely suggest you doing it. As in regards to my experience, it was good. I mean, going through the rounds, that was fun. There was a lot of laughs through the rounds, a lot of phenomenal answers, great contestants. Everyone was great. As far as our first encounter, it was good. We had a lot in common. We had great conversations. What I thought was initially going to be like a 30, 45 minute conversation, I think it ended up being about like a 2-hour, ordeal. And the conversation was flowing. She was an amazing person. So yeah, it was good. I have nothing negative to say about it whatsoever.
Okay, wonderful. Now, William, there was a little bit of controversy based on your reaction when all the reveal was made. I want to let you respond to the controversy because some people were triggered by your reaction. So,
in what ways?
I mean, they thought that your look of shock was maybe a little offensive. You were surprised. So that's what was communicated.
I mean, I keep it 100. I keep it transparent. So yes, there was definitely a look of shock. But as viewers were looking upon it, people felt the shock was just based solely off of physical appearance, but that wasn't it. Based off of my decision was based off of what we were talking about consuming for food. And I actually thought that it was going to be an Asian girl because we talked about ramen, talked about sake, and then it wasn't. That really threw me for a loop. And then the voice, the vocal patterns and the vernacular didn't match up to what I actually saw. But then when, we actually had our date and time set, it was incredible. We had a phenomenal time.
Okay. All right.
So,
great explanation.
Yeah.
I also understand that there was also a second date. Can you explain how that came to be?
So, everyone has time constraints. I actually had conflicting time frames. So therefore I wasn't able to fully commit to, and like I said, I initially thought it was going to be a 30-minute ordeal. It ended up being more than 2 hours. And then we had a follow-up the following day, which I think we spoke for maybe like an additional hour. And we just conversed. We had great conversation. And like I said, just to give my own personal disclaimer, when I came on, none of us were sure like how this was going to manifest, what
No, we didn't.
this was going to be about. And I came upon as a friend and like to experience it.
Yes.
Had a great experience. My initial intent was not to find my wife, to find my significant other. My experience was to feel what the Amani experience was about. So,
we appreciate your courage, so I appreciate that hella much. So yes. Before we bring, because she's on her way, before we bring Peach to the virtual stage, and I'm going to have you all on together really quickly at the end, will there be a third date?
I mean, there has to be another recap to give you that type of information. But
okay. All right, Pre, you're here. Any questions you'd like to ask William? Because you've watched both the episode back a couple times.
A couple times. Shit. She seems like she's a note taker as well.
She's very thorough. That's why she's here. She's very thorough.
Oh man, I guess I don't. From what I can gather, it wasn't. It was all right. It wasn't like super amazing, but it was like all right.
Those are your words, but continue.
No, yeah, just that was it. I don't want to offend anybody or anything like that. But like you said, you're just you're just looking and you're there here for the Amani experience. Mm-hmm. So do you feel that you guys are going to go and meet up in real life anytime soon, or?
Regardless, meeting up anytime soon is definitely not an option because we're on two different coasts. So just traveling and just being respectable to, travel restrictions, so forth and so on. I live in California. She lives in New York. It's not ideal, but regardless of what happens and what manifests out of that, we are definitely going to keep in contact with one another because our conversation and like chemistry was really dope. Like really dope person. And, it was good. It was, I mean, the fact that we talked for 2 hours and then came back for another session to chat was, you don't necessarily do that with people in real life, let alone online. So
this is true. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let you keep walking. I'm going to put you back in the green room because we want to get you back together really quickly for the final part of the recap. So I'll put you back in the green room. We have Peach here also. So keep walking, enjoying the sunset, and we'll be back with you in a little bit. Okay, so now Peach, if you could put your camera on and your microphone on, we're going to bring you to the stage. C. Leroux, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for the follow. Mendez, what's up, Love Bug? Thank you for getting that sub out. Appreciate that. Make sure you all keep it very respectful in the chat. Just want to remind you of that. Thank you all very much for the commenting. Some of y'all are really funny. It's really funny in there. We see who won the viewer poll. So Flossie's back there taking notes, making decision. Okay. So these comments. Okay, Peach, you ready? Okay, I see you. Okay, here we come. We're going to bring Peach onto the virtual stage. Hello there. How we doing?
I'm okay.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Well, yes, we can hear you bright and clear. Welcome back to the Twitch Dating Show. We want to know your recap of the date. Tell us how it went.
Well, where should I begin? I agree with some of the things that Will said because there was great conversation. There were lots of interesting things in common. And we did have, I'm going to call it 1.5 dates, not 2 dates. And I want to also clarify that the second date didn't happen the day after. So near the end of the first date, it was going really well, but I still wanted like a temperature check. Like, is there chemistry here? Are you interested? He did tell me that he thought I was Asian and then saw I wasn't Asian. And I was like, this is funny because people who actually see me in person also think I'm Asian. So whatever, let me just say I'm Haitian, Russian, Polish, Latvian, Haitian, Jewish, Black, white, and Jewish, whatever. So people like think I'm Asian. That's cool. I love that, actually. Whatever. But the point is that I wasn't what he expected. And I do actually think that his type is LTPS, maybe not personality, but in visual looks. So when I said like temperature check, is there heat here? What's happening? He was like, you're not physically my type, but I'm asking you out again, you know, like that says something. And we talked for longer than I expected. And so I was like, okay, yeah, let's have another date. I think it sounds like we're both curious about each other. And then, so he was like, okay, let's have a date on this time at this day. This time, this day comes up and I call him and he's like, oh shit, I forgot. I'm doing this thing. Like it was something else that he had booked at that time. So then he was like, okay, please give me an hour of your time on the next day, which is a Monday. So I said, okay, yeah, this time is the window that I'd be available. So then we get on and we're both on at that time. But I'm only saying these details because I want to say, first of all, nothing but love. Will is an awesome person. I feel like with everything we have in common, it's more friendship energy than lover energy. And I don't know if he's looking for a lover anyways. But the point is that I do think it's important to note that he was like, give me this other piece of your time. I did. And he was paying attention to other things at that time, like doing his laundry during the virtual call and also like doing this other thing. He was doing this like thank you letter, and which is cool because I do letters by hand as well. And he literally stamped it shut with the wax stamp. And I was like, oh my God, I have wax stamps too. That's like yet another thing we have in common. So I was like, not against like, you know, that he's doing these things, but more like if we only have an hour, you're really more interested in these other things that you're doing than like talking to me. But that all goes back to chemistry. If there's no chemistry, and also what do you want? Do you want a wife? Do you want a baby? Do you want a girlfriend? Do you want a hookup? Do you want a side piece? Do you want nothing? And I have no idea, but from what I gathered, it was friendship energy and we could probably be friends forever. Like we have so much in common, but it's possible to have things in common and also not have that heat. And he's an attractive person, so I have no doubt that he's going to get that heat with someone else. And luckily, I've done a lot of self-work so that I didn't try to take it too personally. But I will say this, when someone says to me, you're not my physical type, I automatically think like, you're trying to say I'm fat? And like, I literally lost 20 pounds recently. So I'm like, wow, I'm too fat for you, but I've literally like the skinniest I've ever been in my life. And obviously he didn't mean that, but I'm just saying like, that's what a woman might take that as. So
Okay.
like I said, lots of love and appreciation for this person. So many freaking things in common. And I want to say not just the wax stamping, but my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all time is Hedwig and the Angry Inch. I met John Cameron Mitchell twice. This matters a lot to me. And I mentioned Hedwig and the Angry Inch because I have the very first tattoo is like the Origin of Love tattoo. I also did like a paper on Plato's Symposium, Aristophanes' speech. This is like a deep cut. But the point is that Will was working as an intern in marketing for the company that did the marketing for that movie. So the DVD and all that shit for Hedwig and the Angry Inch, he was working on that team. And I remember that DVD. I remember saying to my mother, please watch this movie because you'll understand my bisexuality if you watch this movie. If you'll understand me. And she said, no, that cover really freaks me out. So, but the other thing I wanted to say is that I think it's really funny that people that watch my Twitch stuff, they were like, they guessed that they thought Will was gay. And so I said to him, haha, some people think you're gay. And he said to me, I thought you were gay. And it turns out it's just that he saw a rainbow flag on the Instagram, and I'm bisexual. So I said, it said a rainbow flag and it said queer, but I'm actually bisexual, and, you know, fits under that umbrella, whatever. So I literally changed it to bi, actually, because I was like, that's actually a good feedback. Like, I'm looking gayer than I am. Like, I'm bisexual. I like men and women. And if it just looks like I just like women, then that's, you know, maybe not the perfect advertisement for a single woman, you know? So I learned things. And the meal was amazing. I really made it fancy because it was like a hefty little gift certificate. So I enjoyed it. And I did eat cacio e pepe. I did not have truffle, but I had cacio e pepe. And I also had a caprese, which was so overpriced, but because you guys paid for it, it was cool.
Okay, so thank you for that thorough recap. We appreciate that. Also, thank you to our sponsor who sponsored the meals for the first episode and the second episode. So thank you for that. I'm going to let Pri. Do you have a question for Peach? Because that was quite thorough. I don't think I have anything else.
Oh, Peach, I thought that everything I'm hearing and I see you, and yeah, I think I'm glad that you took this experience and shared it with us, for one. And I think that the way that the connection that wasn't really there, but you are able to take it and not take it personally. I think that is incredible. That you guys can just be friends, and that's good. And that you guys gave this a go. Again, I was saying to Amani, there's a ton of people that are out there. I'm glad that you guys both got to meet. I think that's so special for everybody to just be friends with each other. And yeah, I loved how you expressed yourself, and the things that you said, I just completely understand. So thank you. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But can I say, DJ Pri, I love what you said. You were on another Twitch at one point. Who was it? Was it Neil's maybe? And you said some really amazing stuff, and it was very vulnerable and honest and bold. And I was watching and just literally applauding. So I love your candid nature. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I always feel that I say a little bit too much. I got to really kind of self-censor because I don't want to offend. And I kind of felt sorry, Will, that maybe I might have offended you when I just said something, but it's real. It's true, right? So don't be mad.
Good.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. Thank you, Peach.
Yeah, awesome. So thank you, Peach. We're gonna kind of keep the show going along, but I will let you say any maybe last minute words of wisdom or advice for people who are thinking about considering being on the show, because I do appreciate and respect the courage that both you and William and the other two candidates. By the way, audience, LDPS was another candidate on the show. She was another candidate on the show, and her name was LDPS. So that's who that was. So I'll say really quickly, Peach, if there's any maybe words of wisdom or advice, because you're very courageous to be on the show. So I'll kind of give you an extra minute to close off, and any final thoughts before we continue with the show.
I appreciate that. I want to do two things, but first, DJ Pri, what's up?
Oh, thank you. I was just going to say what you had said about you've got an hour of time, and if you're doing a bunch of other things but not fully 100% committed into this, I get that so much. You shouldn't be multitasking when it should be, this is spend that time with that person. Give them your time. If you guys set aside time, that's what you do. If you're doing a whole bunch of things, it really signals that you're getting, even though you're not physically there with each other, is saying you're not important. There's other things I've got going on and you're not a priority. And that doesn't make people feel good. And especially for kind of a first impression.
All right, go ahead, Peach, real quick. You can.
I want to say two things. So Amani, can I get your consent to both answer the thing you said, but also promote a few things? on my own behalf, selfishly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Go ahead.
Awesome. So first, to answer what you're saying, what was the last? Ask it again.
Well, first, what do you want to promote? Then I'll ask the final question. Go that
okay,
order.
Thank you. I am going to do a podcast. It's going to be called The Slice with Peach Wellington, and I wanted to shout out David Piccolomini from Tinder Tales, who, by the way, would be a great kind of dating expert to have on your show, because he came up with that name. And so I'm really excited to have a name because I want to do a podcast forever. I'm also going to do a podcast that's about health with a person who works in that field. And it's going to really demystify some shit about COVID and vaccines and racism and the healthcare system. I'm really excited about that. That is going to be called Nightmare on Health Street. And my co-host is going to be Rachel. And the name Nightmare on Health Street was come up with by Jackson. That's Get Jackson on Instagram. He's the person who did my graphic design for my single. And then also, maybe there's one more. Let me see. Okay. Can I do two more?
Hurry up. Go ahead. Keep it going. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. My singer-songwriter, co-writer, Sienna Friend, is dropping a new single on Thursday, January 28th, and it's called Falling Pink Petals, and she's amazing. And another song's going to come out with her. Anyways. Okay.
Thank you. So thank you very much for being on the show. We will. You're part of the family now. So we'll see you in the chat. We'll see you in the chat. And keep going. Thank you.
Mwah.
All right, so we're gonna let you all take a quick bathroom break. I'm gonna show you a clip, and then we're gonna bring Flossie back for the reveal, and then we'll be done. So let me get to the right section here. We're gonna do. All right, so welcome back. All right, we're gonna bring Flossie back to the stage here. You ready, Flossie? You ready to make a decision?
Yes.
Okay, so in the chat, if you could put the numbers up, who you think Flossie should choose. We're gonna bring them back out now. Hold on, let's do this really quickly. Here we go. The big reveal. All right, so Flossie, who are you choosing?
This is going to be real controversial. My choice is contestant number 1.
So contestant number 1, stay off mute. So very good. So what we're going to do is contestant number 1 is chosen. So contestant number 2, if you could come off mute so we can see you, you can say hello to Flossie and tell her maybe a unique characteristic about yourself that maybe you didn't share already. So contestant 2 first. Go ahead.
Okay.
And there you go. Okay, go ahead.
I think you know me. I think we've actually met before. Damn, well, I didn't know you'd be the bachelorette on this one. But this was fun. This was incredibly fun. And yeah, that was some challenging stuff. It's hard to be put on the spot like that, especially when you are not visually there. Like, your presence is not felt in any sort of way other than your voice. So yeah, that was really fun. And that was really, so qualities about myself, kind, nurturing, hyper creative, intuitive, love to learn about people, love learning new things, and funny, punny. Yeah. I'm like a pun workshop here.
Okay. And what's your
build a pun workshop? So anyway,
what's your government name so people can know who you are, or your Twitch name if you're on Twitch?
Yeah. So my name is Jackson, and actually, Peach called me out in her thing, so in her shout out. So that was fun. Yeah, I've done collaborated with some of these guys. So follow me on Instagram, Get Jackson, with Jaxon.
Awesome.
Cool. And
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good. So he's Get Jackson, Jaxon on Instagram and not on Twitch yet. But thank you for being a candidate. We appreciate your time, and we'll put you backstage now. Thank you. All right, contestant number 3, you can come off your camera, and there you go. Tell us a little bit about yourself really quickly, and welcome.
Well, I guess hi. My name's Danny. If you're asking for my government name, like I said, I'm a digital content creator, and I work in entertainment in Los Angeles. I work in film, theater, music, podcasts. Kind of, if it entertains people, makes people smile, I'm a part of it. So yeah, it was an extreme pleasure to be participating in this, especially because I found out about it 2 days ago, and so coming in and just it was an extremely new experience that I've never done before, and so it was a time and a half.
Awesome. Are you on Twitch? Do you have a Twitch name that people can follow you?
Yes, no, yeah, and so you can find me on Twitch under Too Lemon, Too Lemon. It's the name of my entertainment production company that I make most stuff through. We're also on YouTube, and then you can also find me on TikTok under DK Film Guy. I do like television breakdowns and analysis stuff.
Awesome. Thank you very much for taking a risk and appearing on the show. We appreciate it, and we will see you soon. Take you backstage. Okay. Now, before we see contestant number one, stay on mute, contestant number one. Flossie, what was it about contestant number one that made you want to pick him?
I just felt the vibes. I liked the idea of the movie dates, because there are ways that you can kind of coordinate and watch movie at the same time. So yeah, it's just a feeling that I had. So we'll see.
So remember, audience, be respectful. Here we go. Contestant number one, take your camera off mute. You're mute. We want to meet you. Right. Introduce yourself to Flossie. There you go. Go ahead, sir.
How's it going? You guys might know me as DJ Soup, Super Freak on Twitch.
Yes.
I feel you.
You guys know my government name. I don't think anybody cares about my government name.
Yeah. So, Soup, what is your thoughts? Congratulations, first of all. You've been selected. So, what are your thoughts on the questions that Flossie asked you, her answers, your answers? Share some thoughts with us.
Yeah, they were good. I was hoping for a food-related answer, what's your, if you could be a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be, kind of thing. But, they were still fun answers or fun questions. So,
okay. Well, if you could be a fruit, what fruit would you be, and why?
How spicy are we gonna get?
Okay. Pre, what are your thoughts now that you've seen Soup and Flossie? And what are your thoughts? Any questions for Soup or Flossie?
Yeah. So you two. So when's this? When are you guys gonna get together?
Well,
I don't know.
I have to send them the gift card first. I'll send them the gift card. I have to figure out who wins. And then hopefully we have our next show on February 3rd in 2 weeks. So then you would come back to share the feedback and the results from your date. So that's the first answer. Continue, Pre. Did you have another question?
Yeah, no questions. Just that, have a really fun time, guys. I hope you guys get to really connect. And that is, I think that's awesome. I think that Flossie, you made the right decision in the way that you went with your heart and what was calling out to you. And Soup, I really hope that you treat her well and that you're open and honest with her. And then you really, give her, make her feel important and that she's awesome.
Absolutely.
Good. So while I get Flossie to answer one final question from me, if you have a question for her or Soup, put it in the chat. My mods will catch it really quickly if there's any extra questions. So Flossie, what do you feel about your experience on the show? I know you're a little nervous. I really appreciate your courage. So thank you for doing this a day and a half after you did 24-hour set. Share any thoughts or feelings now that it's over and you can relax and take some more Pinot for the dinner.
Yeah, I was incredibly nervous, but I just wanted to kind of push through that and force myself and put myself out there. That's kind of 2021 vibes for me, as you noticed from maybe doing 24 hours in a row set. So it wasn't scary at all. That's how I feel about a lot of these things that I've been trying to do that, if you think about, they're scary, but then you just do them and you're like, oh, that was fine. That wasn't that bad. So I feel great.
Awesome. Soup, tell everyone how they can follow you. We rated you, I think it was last night. Was it last night? We rated you last night. Yeah. So tell people what your Twitch ID is and where you're based and kind of your DJ career real quick.
So yeah, you can see my Twitch name on there, Super_Freak. And last night I was I was doing my alter ego, DJ Sopa, which is all my Latin music, all that. But I'm based out of Denver, Mile High City.
Okay.
Shout out to some of my friends that were in the chat. I saw
Yeah.
DJ Lazy Eyes in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the audience wants to know, do you floss? Because Flossie is a dentist. So how is your dental hygiene?
I do floss. Yeah. I do brush twice a day.
All right. Okay.
I've been told I have a good smile. So
all right. Cool. Okay, I think we're good. What we're going to do is first thank you to all the contestants. We're going to get you the information for the virtual date so you can come back in 2 weeks. He's based out of Denver, Colorado, Peach. Pri, thank you very much for being a host. So I'm going to say thank you to Pri momentarily, but thank you to you two. Stay backstage. We want to see you in a couple weeks. And just great job. Really fun. So good job. I'm going to put you all backstage really quickly. So there. All right, Pri. We did it. Very good job. Thank you very much for being a co-host. It was fun. Any final thoughts or statements?
Thank you so much for bringing me on. I think that, this might be a match. 2 DJs there for each other. They look cute. And I hope they have like a super fun time with each other and they can connect.
All right. So what we're going to do now is actually, it's one of my students' birthdays. He's doing a 12-hour set. So we're going to raid him. He's Payne Slaps. He's one of my students. He just took my class. So we're going to go in there and raid him. Remember, a couple things. Next show will be in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It'll be February 3rd, same time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. Our guest host will be, let me think here. Oh, it'll be Christina Morara, my matchmaker friend. So she's going to be our guest host. If you know someone who you feel should be on the show, or you yourself want to be on the show, my mods will put that ! Dating link in there. You can whisper me, click the link, sign up. We almost have enough for our February 3rd show to do 2 matches. So we're getting more people, and that's wonderful. So with that, I'm going to put the raid command in. We're going to play our thing. And let's see here. So hold on for a minute. We'll let y'all do that real quick.
Oh, and I love SNL. Like, it's super funny. Those guys are just the best. Oh my goodness, I could not stop laughing the entire time.
Me neither. I couldn't either. It was fun. It took me a little minute to find the clip. There's another one I want to find that's like a kind of like a Chappelle show one, I think. So I'm gonna look for that one.
Oh, Chappelle's so good. I met him.
You did? Oh yeah, cool. Oh, so yes. Oh, so we have some. Let me think here. Payne Slaps. Let me see if this is it. So we have some. Pri is already taken. I know Marco. Are you? It's I am DJ Pri. So we'll put her. Maz will put Pri's link in the chat so you can follow her. When's the next time you're DJing, Pri?
I'm actually part of a raid tonight. So
okay.
I am playing at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, so 10 p.m. Pacific Standard. Okay. What we got going on here? What are y'all trying to do here?
Oh yeah, with DJ Chanel B, who's in the chat right now.
Nice.
Hello,
yes.
99. Yes.
Yes, DJ Chanel B's birthday. Thank you, Nerd Chris, for the bits. DJ Eclipse Live, thank you for the bits. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go on the raid now. Here we go. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This is hella fun. Another great show for us. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Also, I'll be on Vince Adams tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. in the West, 6 p.m. Central for interview. So stop by DJ Vince Adams. And I'll see you Saturday on my channel for myself, DJ Ivy versus DJ Amro, a DJ battle. So that's what we're going to do. We have a hype chain. Hold on. I'll stop the raid then since we can finish this hype train. Hold on. Let's stop.
Yeah, hype train. Keep that going, guys.
So we'll wait for the hype train. So that's kind of what's going on. So y'all can do that. There's a hype train. So I stopped the raid. So we'll do that. Any questions about the show? Like, we just want to get some more, second show in the books. Yes, Luana, it was fun. Lots of fun here. So we'll let this go here.
Amani, really great work on what you're doing right now.
Thank you. This was fun. And we got a good match there too. That was good. So thank you all for the newbies who turned in. Where are we at? We're at 19%. Peach, thank you for the bits. It's okay.
Oh, Peach, you're an absolute doll. Just wanted to let you know that.
That's very good. Not a lot of new fans. Make sure you follow Peach Wellington Music. We'll put her link in the chat. I am a Princess NYC. Thank you for the bits. Dance Forever. Thank you for those bits. we'll let this go. We'll let this one go. I was about to get out of here, but we'll let it go. Yeah, and just if you're nervous about applying, you can come see me and or whisper me, and we'll do that. It is a college student. So the DJ Snoopy, this is actually one of my college students. He is a senior, going to graduate. He's music production. So he's doing a music production stream. So we're going to check him out. And so Peach, William is not on the stream anymore, so I can't bring you both back because he's not here. Kid Cut Up, thank you for the bits. Kid Cut Up, now, I know you said you want help with the dating. We could bring you on. Kid Cut Up. Let me know. Thank you for the bits. Let's see here. Thank you for subbing, Kid Cut Up. Appreciate that. You could throw out some of your emotes. Although I'm gonna change my emotes. I'm putting Mariah and Rick and all of them back in a little bit. We had special emotes for this show. Thank you for those bits, Flossie. Where are we at? Oh, we're about to get to level 2. So here we go. Thank you
I was just also going to say, incredibly brave for everybody to show up and do this kind of stuff. It's already hard to show up and be on screen, and then also to have questions thrown at you and how to answer it. Like Amani, you asked me a couple things from our last interview, and I was thinking, man, I missed out on so much. And I'm sure that after we end it here, I'm going to be thinking to myself and sending you a whisper, man, why'd I say that? Or man, I forgot that.
Yeah. Hold on for a minute here. Thank you. So we had some people give bits here. DJ Flips, what's good? Welcome. Thank you for the bits. C Cruz, thank you for those bits. Let me think who else here. Nerd Chris, thank you for the bits. DG Woo Woo, thank you for those bits. DJ LV, thank you for those bits. Diva929. Jamie Lynn Spirit, thank you for the follow. I'm a princess, thank you for the bits. NYC Dope, what's up? Thank you for the bits. Gifted sub, Melly Mel, thank you for gifting that sub. Frico Del Boogie, thank you for those bits.
Bits.
I know.
Bits.
Yeah. Hold on here. We'll do that next time. So Metaspin, thank you for getting that sub. Peach, thank you for those bits. Marty Adams, thank you for the bits. Dance Forever, thank you. DJ Lazy Eyes, thank you. Where are we at? We are at level 2 now.
Dane Karen just had a good one. Maybe reverse and have Amani as bachelor.
People are asking about that. I'm trying to wait because I'm the backup. Plumas Poetic, I like that name. Thank you for the bits. DJ Lazy Eyes, thank you for the bits. And hold on. Let's see here. Bring Peach back on. No. Well, but I'll bring you back on until hold on. While we do the hype train, I'll bring you back on. Back up. Come on. Yes. Hold on for a minute. Plume Spot. Where are we at? Level 3, 11%. Here, Peach. While we do this one here, there you're back. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do the hype train. And then once the hype train's over, we're gonna go on a raid. Vic Padro, thank you for that sub. Thank you for the 4 months of support. Appreciate that. We're hyping it up here, Peach. Let's see what else. Thank you for that. Peach is also going to help me. She's going to help me.
I just feel like dancing too.
While we're here, I gotta give a shout out to my mods. So we have Songbird, Holly, Lisa Dex, London, and Lainey. Thank you very much for helping me moderate this. I know it's a little hectic. I also got to give a shout out to Jenna2882 and Jilly Bean for helping me cast. And I got to shout out Peach for helping me cast as well. So those are all the people on the team. I know, but we got to go. So it's okay. Where are we at? 35%, level 3. Yes. So DJ Eclipse wants to know, what part of NYC are you from, Peach? What part of NYC are you from?
I live in West Harlem, and I'm not really from New York, but I've lived in New York for the longest of my life. So Brooklyn, West Harlem, all over.
And where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Seattle mostly, and a little bit of California.
Okay, Pacific Northwest. Nice. Cool. All right, let me see. We're at 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. What we got here?
Amani, can I say one more thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Great. I just want to say that I believe there's a very important connection that happens between how we feel within ourselves and our confidence and the way we attach to partners. So I was saying in the chat, Attachment is this really great book by Amir something or other. I think that I'm a recovering anxious attacher, and I think that everyone should learn about this concept, anxious versus secure versus avoidant attachment. And also for me, I think people should also learn more about fertility. So shout out to Michelle Alva. ALVA.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you. The Freckle, Del, Boogie, what's up? Thank you for the bits. Dance Forever, thank you for those bits. Ooh, here we go. Where we at? 49%, minute 59 left. Any final thoughts, Pre? I know you're just blowing kisses and doing anything else.
Yeah, I just see like DJ Metaspin and Quasi and Dame Karen and people that I recognize are in the chat, and I just don't want to interrupt you, so I blow kisses.
Okay, and then also, since I'm glad you mentioned that, Quasi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with contestants who maybe weren't chosen and get them to come on Tanya California's show so that they can explain how they feel, and then maybe we'll get Flossie and Soup to go on Tanya California's show also. And just so we can kind of continue going on. William Lifestyle, thank you for the bit, sir. And thank you for coming back on the show. So we're Tanya California, we're going to work on that. Thank you for the reminder, Quasi. Where are we at? 55%, a minute and 15 seconds left. Yeah, thank you very much. So that's one thing. I'm trying to think, did I forget anything else? And mods can help me if I forgot anything. I don't think we're good. Yeah.
Well, maybe
can I say, I mean, like,
what'd you say?
But also, Amani, have
ahead,
you told them that it's open to people who are LGBTQ, you know, non-binary, trans, cis, bisexual, pansexual?
We're open to everything. We love everyone. Yes. And we actually talked about that a couple of days ago. So yes, Nerd Chris, thank you for those bits. We're at 30 seconds left, 59%. Yes, it's open to everyone. So yes.
And age-wise, right? Open age-wise as well, right?
Open age. We try to fit it close to your age preference, but open age-wise also. Indeed.
I know a very hot 60-something that might be the Bachelorette at some point in the future.
Okay. I'm down. We can make it happen. We're at 59% level 3. Okay, this is good. We're going to go into raid next here. Hold on. All right. Thank you all very much for that hype train love and support. Appreciate all the love. Now we go on our raid. Thank you. This was fun. We're going to paint X slaps. This is my student. He just took my class. He passed the class. He did well, but he might say something. So here we go. Thank you all very much. I think it's popped up there. Okay,
also,
cool.
Thank you, Amani and DJ Pre and Damona Hoffman too. And thank you, William Lifestyle.
Yes, Quasi, thank you for that raid. Thank you very much for the raid. This is hella fun.
Thank you, Flossie.
Of course, Flossie. So that's dope. So we're gonna do this. Hold on for a minute. Trey, you were hilarious. I see you. The link is broken. Okay, Real Hellcat, if you can whisper me, I'll get you that link. He might have a clue we're rating, but he won't know how many people. He might think it's smaller, so he might have clue. So just wish him happy birthday. Tell him that the professor is coming in there. You have to use the Twitch Bay emote, but that's good.
Love the bow tie and the pocket square. I'm a big fan of those things. I have my own little collection.
Thank you. I'm trying to keep it fresh. Little Miss Ruthie, I see you. Thank you. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. All right. Here we go. Going on the raid. See you all soon. See you all on tomorrow for Vince Adams, and see you on Saturday for Ivy versus Amro.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. So hold on. Let me end this here.